Would you look at that? All right. Well, if it goes down, it's fine.
That's what she said. Hey, welcome into that kingdom. I'm just kidding.
I was like, dude, my mouth was open.
Josiah this week. He's going to kind of help us with the recap. He's just going to... You want to just give us the stats from last night's game? And,
Yeah, man.
And let us know kind of what everything looked like. I mean, everybody... I saw people being like, Patrick Mahomes is about to go for 150 yards and, like, one touchdown and one interception. And I'm just like, 150 yards? Like,
Yeah.
He's got to do better than that. But, so, what do we got? What do we got here?
So, last night,
Yep.
Mahomes had his best night since, if you don't count the Super Bowl, since Week 7 against the Chargers last year.
Mm-hmm.
So he had over 400 yards in that game. Last night he had 331 yards. Now completions, that's his percentages and his high, but 331 yards on the offense was good to see. It was very exciting. A lot of action. So that was really good to see. Averaging 8.5 yards a throw. He did have 2 sacks and an interception.
So only technically, which I think it's kind of stupid that sacks count against passing yards.
Yeah.
Like I get it, but at the same time, like it also counts as negative running yards for a quarterback when it comes to like fantasy football.
Strange.
So
I didn't know that.
What? Like I don't get that.
Yeah.
Like it should be one or the other, not both.
Right.
But anyways, I
Yeah.
digress.
No, that's true.
His passer rating was pretty good.
Yeah,
or is that quarterback? I'm sorry,
quarterback rating.
His quarterback rating was pretty good.
Yeah. Rushing yards, Kareem Hunt, 27 carries for 102 yards, averaging almost 4 yards a carry and a touchdown.
Yeah, man.
Mahomes had 6 for 22 at very pivotal points in the game.
Yes.
Like he got that first down all by himself.
First down. Oh my God. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, no, that was crazy. Carson Steele got 5 carries for 12 yards, and Xavier Worthy had 1 carry for 3 yards, and that was a touchdown.
Yep.
He's the only wide receiver with multiple rushing touchdowns in the league.
Yep.
So that was cool to see.
And Carson Steele did have that fumble.
He did, yeah, and that was
up by Xavier Worthy.
That was just
a
ugly.
Bad decision making there.
Like, I mean, he held that out for way too long, and he knows it. Like it's gonna get fixed. And they gave him the ball back, multiple times. Like they trust him, but and then receiving wise, Juju
on that beat. Juju on that
7
beat.
receptions for 130 yards, averaging 18.6 yards a catch.
Let's go.
His longest was 50, that 50-yarder.
Let's go.
Targeted 8 times, so that was pretty good.
He had like 77 yards after the catch, I think is what they said.
Yeah, something like that. I can look at
77
that.
yards after the catch. That's
crazy. Travis Kelce, 9 receptions for 70 yards. He's back. Everyone needs to shut up.
Calm down. They need to calm down. Well, so
they need to shut up anyway. But
the reason he didn't get the ball the first few weeks is because everybody else was getting the ball.
Yeah.
Right? So now that everybody's focusing on, like, not necessarily, like, realistically, he was running routes to open people up in the first few weeks, and now he's running routes to open himself up. Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, anyways.
No, yeah, he had another good game.
Yep.
McCole Hardman, 4 receptions.
Finally getting
for
involved
33
in
yards.
offense.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And so Noah Gray, 2 receptions, 29 yards, averaging 14.5.
Big catches.
Yep. Xavier Worthy, 3 receptions for 25 yards, and then you had Samaje P. Ryan and Kareem Hunt, Jody Fortson, each with the reception for various amounts of yards.
Yep.
Samaje P. Ryan with 24 yards on his catch. So that was really good.
It was a good catch.
Yeah, it was a good catch.
Well, and he also got a little lateral from
the lateral.
Travis Kelce that he picked up. It was a second and 20 or third and 22, and we got a total of 21 yards on that.
Yeah, it was
wound up converting.
Third and 1, right? Is what it ended up being.
Yep.
So yeah, that was crazy. That was a good play. What that touchdown should have been last year, but got it this time.
Yep.
As far as the catch goes. And then, we can talk about New Orleans. I don't know how much you want to talk about them. Obviously, Derek Carr went out.
Yeah, he did not look great. What is going on right now? Oh, my gosh. Apparently, I'm looking for a reason to try new clothes. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what's going on?
Well, look, man, you got to look when you can.
Jeez.
Even if it's in the middle of our podcast.
I hate advertisements. Oh, my gosh.
Make sure you have your phone silenced.
Yeah, it is silenced. I made sure that was silenced. I didn't make sure the iPad was silenced.
Oh,
stupid. Anyways,
so yeah, we can talk about the Saints if you want to. But we were able to stuff Kamara.
Yep.
Like that was really good to see.
If you take away Lamar Jackson and his 122 rushing yards, I don't think there's a running back that's had more than 50 yards rushing against us. Like running back. We held Alvin Kamara to like 20 some odd yards this week, or 30 something yards this week.
It was 26. 11 carries for 26 yards.
He had 11 carries for 26 yards. We held who was it? J.K. Dobbins last week for like 30 some odd yards. The week before that, we held Bijan Robinson to 30 some odd yards. Week before that, we held Zach Moss and the Cincinnati running game to like under 100 yards rushing. The week before that, outside of Lamar Jackson, we held Henry to like under 40 yards. So, I mean, our defense, our front seven is fantastic against the run. Like, the guys know how to stop the run. I mean, and Alvin Kamara did get some catches out of the backfield and got some yards that way, but that's we essentially are making teams one-dimensional, and we will take short outs as passes over anything else. Now, Derek Carr did have that one long touchdown.
Yep.
But let's just kind of go through the drives, right? So the first drive ended with on the sixth play when Brian Cook just went up and just snatched an interception from the middle of the air. Everybody thought, okay, he might not be down by contact, but on his way down, he was touched on the leg while going to the ground. And a lot of people were like, yeah, but he hit the ground and nobody was touching him. So the ruling is if while you are going to the ground with any other body part but your feet and hands, if you are touched on the way to the ground, then you're down by contact, right? It doesn't matter if you don't get touched while you're on the ground. That only matters if, like, say you don't have possession of the ball when you hit the ground. But he had possession the whole way down. Yeah. So it was a great pick by Brian Cook. So that kind of started off our night. And then the next drive, we established our run game. We said, hey, we're going to give the ball to Kareem Hunt. And he touched the ball, what is it, like five times, I think it's total. For the
1, 2,
the first
3,
drive. Four times for the first drive. But Travis Kelce got the ball on 3 straight plays. So we established, hey, we're gonna give the ball to We're gonna give the ball to Kareem Hunt, and we're gonna give the ball to Travis Kelce. We established that early. That ended with a little 5-yard run by Kareem Hunt for his first touchdown back as a Chief. His first game in Arrowhead, putting up 100 yards in the tutty. Like, congrats to that guy, man. He's worked really hard at coming back, and good for him that he was able to. The next drive for New Orleans, they got 3 and out. And then we subsequently went 3 and out, which is kind of stupid.
And then on one of these extra points or field goals, Ariza had to, like, the snap was kind of, or whenever he caught it, the ball wasn't in the right position.
Yep.
He was able to smack it down.
Yeah, that was the first field goal. So that was the next drive for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So it was so after the interception for the Saints, they had 2 drives back to back that were 3 and outs. After the Chiefs 3 and out, they 3 and out hold the Saints to 3 and out, and then we get the ball back and we drive down, and that's the one where Matt Ariza has to, like, the ball is like the ball is, I mean, it's not like a terrible snap, but Matt Ariza, like, grabs it
Yeah, it
and
was the
like
way-
puts it down like way far away from his body, and then resets it really close.
Well, and the laces
Butker's.
just so happened to be where they needed to be.
Yeah,
He didn't have to spin it.
It was kind of it was an awkward play. It's like
It was just
I
awkward.
couldn't tell
Yeah.
how it got to that. Like I couldn't tell if the ball slipped from his hand, if he was just like, "Oh, this isn't the right spot." I don't know.
I know what you mean.
But
I know what you mean.
yeah, man, Matt Ariza, great job.
He's been that was last week where he had that high snap catch, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
like
I mean,
he's
showing
been clutch.
He's showing that he is a ball player, and man, I honestly think that us signing Ariza, we're better at our kicking game because of him. Like the guy is averaging like 50 yards a kick or something crazy. Like the guy, like he knows.
No
how
disrespect
to put the
against
ball
Tommy
deep.
Townsend, but
Tommy Townsend's a great punter.
Yeah, right.
But like Matt Ariza, man, like that
Yeah.
dude. That dude's kind of crazy. So we did that. We got that field goal. The next drive, Saints go 7 plays, and on a 44. Sorry, that's not the right. On a 43-yard pass, on a Rashid Shaheed, kind of. It was Nick Bolton in oh my gosh, in the under, and he kind of like followed Shaheed a couple steps to the side. Shaheed took a hard step with his left foot, turned Brian Cook to his outside shoulder, and then just ran up the seam, which was wide open. And then after that touchdown, Derek Carr started like smarting off towards our bench. He started talking crap. He's like, I told you. And that was the last touchdown they scored.
Yeah,
no, it's not the last touchdown they scored.
I get it. I mean, he was. They talked about his record. I can't remember his record against us. It's like
so against Patrick Mahomes, Derek Carr is 1-8.
1-8.
That one game was won in Arrowhead.
Yeah.
So
this is personal for him. Like I understand why he.
I mean, he got absolutely dominated by the Chiefs when he was in our division.
Yep.
And
he got absolutely dominated last night too.
Nothing's changed.
Yeah.
So
hope he gets better though.
I don't.
Okay.
Oh, you mean the injury was? Yeah,
injury
I hope he
was.
can play. I mean, the guy. Like,
I was about to say that's wild.
When you think about it, like from a quarterback standpoint, he's a guy you want leading the team. He leaves everything out on the field, and he's just he plays it the right way, man. He plays it with passion, and he's good at what he does. I mean, you look at the first couple of weeks, they absolutely raked. But now they've lost 3 in a row, so
and his status is unknown.
And his status is unknown. So after the touchdown, we go down and get into the red zone for a second straight drive.
And I see here Sky Moore muffs catch.
Yeah,
another catch.
I think my initial tweet after this was Moore needs to be put on the bench. Like,
yeah, right.
Like, I'm sorry, he dropped the ball. Yeah, man,
and he went. Did he go for 15 yards after that?
Yes.
Okay.
He did. But
so that's better than last week.
Well, he went for 15 yards on a kickoff.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Like, he
that
got
is
back
kickoff.
to like the
Yep.
Where did he get to? So he
got to the 20.
He got to the 20, right? Like,
yeah.
Bro, the average is 29-yard line.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
At the very least, I think he needs a break.
Yeah.
I need a break.
It's
out. That's what I'll tell Coach.
Jeez. So, the next drive we have Chiefs just deciding to run the ball again. Juju Smith-Schuster gets involved.
His first, yeah.
And we have just kind of a man. It's a disappointing thing, right? Because we get into the like New Orleans territory, and we have to settle for a 34-yard field goal. We got into the red zone, but penalties and negative plays got us backwards. And I'm just like, I was very frustrated. Like, so we were in the red zone. Patrick Mahomes got sacked, and it put us out of the red zone, and we yet again cannot score a touchdown in the red zone.
Yeah. What was our
So we scored 2
record?
touchdowns in 7 red zone trips
Right.
last night. Like, that is a terrible percentage. Terrible percentage.
Yeah.
Chiefs have got to be the absolute worst in the NFL in red zone touchdown.
And that's
percentage.
what Troy Aikman was talking about last night.
Yeah.
He's just like, the score doesn't really show how much the Saints got dominated.
No,
Like
and
and
honestly,
they did. It just
we had the opportunity to open it up on every single drive. We had the opportunity to get first downs, penalties. Jawan Taylor,
dude.
dear God,
like
Jawan Taylor.
I don't know how long.
Look at me. I'm the captain now. Look at me. Okay, you looking at me? Jawan Taylor. Keep your foot on the ground until a defensive player hits you. I'd rather you get off the ball late than having to deal with stinking penalty all the time. Stop putting your arm around the neck of the defensive player, whether it's a running back or linebacker, or the defensive lineman. Stop choking them.
Yeah.
Man, you're the most penalized player in the NFL, and it's not even close.
Yeah, that was going into tonight, and you just padded your stats last night.
It's
and we did talk about the holding calls where it's like, okay, I get those more than the false starts. The holding calls, some of those you're like, you don't want your quarterback to get hit. Like, I understand that a little bit.
And so there was the holding call he got called for last night. He had help underneath. He had not only Creed Humphrey, but Trey Smith as well.
Yeah.
The guy he held wound up hitting Trey Smith and then hitting Creed Humphrey. You don't have to hold, man.
Yeah.
You don't have to hold.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh. And other people are like, oh, there was holding here, holding here, holding here. If you look at all the other linemen, as soon as the defensive player go to release, they let go.
Yeah.
Right? You can have your arm around their shoulder until they get to your hip. Once they get to your hip, you got to release that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then as you release it, give them a shove on the shoulder. See if you knock them off balance enough to get your quarterback some space. But
do you think this gets fixed? Because last year, this is what we were saying all year too. Like, do you think that at some point it's going to click?
No.
Right. And that's kind of where I'm at.
I don't think it's going to click. If it hasn't clicked to this point for Jawan Taylor, it's not going to click.
Right.
Right.
And then it's just a matter of, because man. we he is doing a great job. It's just the penalties.
I don't care how good he's doing.
Oh, absolutely. No, I agree.
And then when Wanya Morris went down, I was like, oh, great. So now we're not going to bring in Kingsley to replace Jawan Taylor. But then Wanya came back, and I was like, great, we can replace Jawan Taylor. But, man, his pass blocking is good, but it's just frustrating.
He's part of a really solid line, and and like he's doing his job. But it's just the false starts are inexcusable.
Yep.
That's inexcusable.
Right.
Like, like you're saying, we'd rather you be late and then have an opportunity to get a holding call instead.
Right. Right.
Because that's a guaranteed penalty.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
All right. Well, that started a streak of just field goals and not scoring in the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
So we have that field goal on that drive. We forced the Saints to another 3-and-out. We get the ball back with just under a minute left. I think is what it is, or just over a minute left. And we go down and score a field goal on 9 plays.
Yeah. Yep.
And then Saints get the ball back and kneel it to end the half. And then to start this third quarter, we come out, have a great drive, get down to the 2-yard line, and we elect to pass the ball. Or no. I'm sorry. That's the next drive. But so this drive coming out, we go down the field. We fail to get into the red zone.
Yep.
And then Harrison Butker hits the upright, misses a field goal. Everything he misses, it seems to hit the upright.
Yeah.
Minus that 68-yarder he tried at the end of the half last week.
And we didn't talk about it whenever we were talking about the box score, but he, obviously Harrison Butker did great last night. Like, we put him, he shouldn't be put in those situations whenever you have so good of an offense.
Yeah.
And 51 yards. I mean, it's within his range.
That's one that he didn't miss last year.
Right, of course.
He didn't miss a 50-plus yarder last year. It's his second 50-plus yarder he's missed this year. But that does include that 68-yarder.
Right.
That was just short.
But again, like we talked about, 2 for 7 in the red zone is inexcusable, and he came up big. Yeah. And so he did miss that one, but he did come up big.
4 field goals in the game.
So anyway.
Yeah, it's just it is what it is. It's inexcusable. It shouldn't happen. That happens. Next drive, we after 6 plays, we force the Saints to punt, and then this drive is the drive where we get all the way down to the 2-yard line, and on the 2-yard line, it is 2nd and goal from the 2. Okay, 2nd and goal from the 2, and instead of electing to run the ball with Kareem Hunt, who has been absolutely dominating the line of scrimmage this game with runs, he had yet to, I believe, have a negative run to this point, and he hadn't been tackled on the first contact all night until this point. So we don't give the ball to him. We throw the ball short to Juju Smith-Schuster, who gets his hands on it, drops it, and it just falls into the arms of Colin Saunders, former Chief, who runs it out to the 35-yard line. Like, I am just, oh my gosh, I was infuriated. It reminded me of the Seahawks and Patriots Super Bowl, where the Seahawks have Marshawn Lynch on the 2-yard line, and instead of doing that, they throw a short, just cross to, I don't remember who it was.
I remember who caught it, though.
Who caught it?
Malcolm Butler.
And it was Malcolm Butler who intercepted it. And it's kind of the same thing. It's a different scenario of how the interception happened. But you've got a running back who has been dominating all game to this point, and you're not giving him the ball in the 2-yard. I get it. We haven't really had a goal, like a running back that can consistently get us that 1 to 2 yards that we need for first downs. But we have him now, and we need to utilize that. So
it was Ricardo Lockett who he was throwing to. Anyway.
Tyler Lockett?
Well, it says Ricardo Lockett on here.
I think it's Tyler Lockett. Well,
okay.
So I think Ricardo Lockett goes by Tyler Lockett.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know who Ricardo Lockett is.
Right.
So it's just, I was very frustrated at that point. So, and then that next drive, the Saints go down and score a touchdown, and which just makes it that much worse, that much more of a terrible play. And it was just a good drive by the Saints, right? A good way to come back, but it's just not something that you want to happen, right? You turn over the ball and then you let the other team score. So a little bit disappointing there. We'll just see what happens. We'll see what happens. With like going forward and like how they play the red zone and man, something's got to change. Something's got to change. I mean, after that, we do have the next drive. We do get the touchdown on 5 plays, 68 yards. It ends with a Travis Kelce direct snap to Xavier Worthy, and that puts us up 23-13. And then field goal wise, the Saints turn it over on downs the next drive. Chiefs score the field goal, 26-13. Last drive for the Saints, Derek Carr goes out with getting hit with a little oblique / back injury, not sure which, but that's our stuff. We just need to clean up some things. The fact we're still winning games with our offense absolutely struggling in the red zone is crazy to me. So congratulations if you had Harrison Butker as your kicker for fantasy football, because he put up some points. I almost lost because of that, but man, we'll just we'll keep an eye on some things, and hopefully we can clean it up by week 7, because this coming week is our bye week. We got a bye week this week.
That's true.
So we don't play. Yeah, we'll see if.
One more thing this week.
Yeah.
Going into this game, people were talking about Taysom Hill.
Yep.
Because he was out.
Yep.
I saw an interesting stat that showed going into the game with Taysom, on 18 drives they had 11 touchdowns, and without Taysom on 18 drives they had 2 touchdowns.
Taysom Hill, man.
So,
Taysom Hill is just a
without him. I think they said without him, they haven't really won whenever he's not in the game.
Right. Taysom Hill's a playmaker, man.
Yeah.
And the guy is a utility knife. He is a Swiss Army knife. Like the guy knows how to. I mean, he's just a ball player, man.
Yep.
And he's gritty, and he opens up a lot of opportunities for like Alvin Kamara and the running game, because he just always seems to get the ball in crucial. He's the Saints' Travis Kelce.
Well, and it's crazy how that's shown, because whenever they describe him, they're like, yeah, tight end / quarterback / running back Taysom Hill is not going to be in because he just does so much.
Right.
And so
I mean, Saints did have like Willie Gay out. They had a couple other guys that were out injured. So, yeah, man, it was a good win. First double-digit win of the season. And I mean, other than the red zone, the Chiefs look great.